Kobe had already won 10 consecutive championships, yet why is he still considered by many to have not truly surpassed Jordan, even causing some extreme Jordan fans to lose their composure? The root cause lies in the fact that his 4 championship rings from his Miami Heat days lack substance. Of course, Kobe himself does not care about external evaluations. What he most wants to achieve is not surpassing Bill Russell's 11 championships or meeting the standard set by the outside world of surpassing the basketball god, but rather fulfilling his promise with the best NBA owner, Gilbert, a promise that goes beyond just 7 championships. After all, a real man keeps his word rather than talking big and brushing it off as a joke. After swapping careers between Kobe and LeBron, time quickly arrived at the 15-16 season. At this point, the 30-year-old Kobe, though no longer the high-flying young man he once was still in the prime of his career. Moreover, Gilbert's indulgence toward him only grew, and the luxurious style of this powerhouse team made the outside world feel nothing but envy and hatred. In contrast, LeBron, stuck with the increasingly impoverished Lakers, had his entire career wasted by the foolish management of the Lakers. At the age of 37, he could only watch helplessly as the championship window grew smaller and his overall rating dwindled. It truly pained me, Dr. Strange, who holds the time stone but must abide by the rules of the game. However, I solemnly promise again that I will make it up to LeBron in the future. Getting back to the point, thanks to their strong roster, the Cavaliers posted an impressive 69 wins, even better than the previous year. While this does not quite match Kobe's 70-plus wins during his Miami days, it was more than enough to dominate the weak Eastern Conference. However, Kobe by now no longer values personal stats or whether the media continues to hype him as the regular season MVP. Of course, Westbrook truly deserves the Most Valuable Player award, because behind his flashy stats, you can actually see his genuine talent and his extreme desire to win. After all, he grabs more offensive rebounds than many small forwards. It was precisely for this reason that Westbrook's explosive performances left a deep impression on the media. In addition to being named MVP, he also joined Kobe in being selected to the All-NBA First Team and All-Defensive First Team that season. But gradually, in our 2 leading man drama, it seems hard to see LeBron's figure anymore. With the Lakers' clueless management, even if they had managed just half the level of professional signings the Cavaliers did, how could LeBron still be searching for his first championship in his career? When it comes to winning a title, a strong roster is naturally a necessary condition, but staying healthy on the court is the most essential prerequisite. Unfortunately, after 82 grueling regular season games, too many teams were caught in a wave of injuries, and even many teams' franchise players were not spared. For example, Kawhi Leonard of the Spurs, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry of the Raptors, Paul Gasol of the Bulls, Stephen Curry of the Warriors, and Kevin Love of the Cavaliers. And as last year's finals teams compared to the Cavaliers, the Warriors were clearly more impacted by this. After all, the Eastern Conference where the Cavaliers reside is too weak, while the opponent the Warriors would face was the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team that had been plagued by injuries during the regular season but was now fielding a full squad. To put it in perspective, a healthy Thunder was even capable of competing for the championship. Thus, the Warriors were unfortunately dragged into a life and death battle by the Thunder. Fortunately, in the first 4 games, although Curry was sidelined due to injury, the Warriors managed to withstand the Thunder's relentless assault. In particular, Westbrook kept delivering explosive performances that stunned the audience, making Curry, who was watching from the bench, so anxious he could barely sit still. By the time of the pivotal Game 5, despite not being fully recovered from his injury, Curry made a return and delivered a typical Curry-style scoring show, securing a crucial victory for the Warriors. This infuriated Westbrook, who put up a monstrous triple-double of 46 points, 14 rebounds, and 15 assists, but still lost. In Game 6, he was like a rampaging tiger, constantly attacking and tearing through the Warriors' entire defense, with the injured Curry becoming a primary target of Westbrook's aggression. As a result, Curry fouled out after just 31 minutes of play, leading to a crushing defeat for the Warriors. And in Game 7, Westbrook unleashed his full power, recording his 3rd consecutive 40-point triple-double, even reducing Durant to a mere supporting role. On their home court, no one on the Warriors could keep up with Westbrook's pace, and even a player as dominant as Curry ultimately couldn't save the Warriors. They could only watch helplessly and reluctantly as the Thunder fought their way through the first round. The Warriors' unfortunate elimination prompted many to voice protests over the disparity in strength between the Eastern and Western conferences. After all, even with injuries and Love out, Kobe and Irving were an all-star duo built to bulldoze anyone. Regarding this issue, rather than blaming external factors, one should more so look inward for the reasons. Because, in fact, no one has ever forced the star players in the Western Conference to stay with one team for their entire career. Imagine if they signed with an Eastern Conference team as free agents. Wouldn't the problems troubling them then be easily resolved? And on the flip side, even if they don't win a real championship, can't they still settle for being runners-up? Once they accumulate 2 runner-up finishes, it's equivalent to having 1 championship. Taking a step back, even if they don't have a runner-up finish, can't they still pile up impressive stats? So, a championship has never defined a player's greatness. Those who dwell on this so-called unfairness are merely worrying about nothing. In the second round of the playoffs, Kobe Bryant and his close friends Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh crossed paths. Their matchup should have been a clash of titans, with each playing for their own team. Unfortunately, Wade suffered a serious shoulder injury in the first round, which severely diminished his performance, turning the series into a one-sided blowout. It took only 5 games for the Cavaliers to easily advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Except for Game 4 at the American Airlines Arena, the Cavaliers won almost every game without suspense. As a result, everyone believed the Cavaliers would smoothly advance straight to the NBA Finals, especially since DeMar DeRozan of the Raptors was already out for the season with a season-ending injury. However, unexpectedly, the Cavaliers suffered a series of major setbacks in the Eastern Conference Finals. First, J.R. Smith accidentally suffered a contusion to his left hip joint in Game 1 and could only play through the injury, casting a shadow over the Cavaliers' title defense. Then, after the Cavaliers managed to win Game 4 and secure the series lead, the entire team was celebrating Kevin Love's return from injury. When in Game 5, they tragically witnessed Love suffering a torn calf muscle, ending his season completely. These consecutive blows forced the Cavaliers to use 6 games to finally fight their way back to the NBA Finals. 5 years later, Kobe once again faced the Thunder in a championship showdown, but everything had changed. By this time, Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant had improved tremendously compared to their earlier years. In particular, Durant, who was once easily handled by Kobe, had transformed from the inexperienced Slim Reaper into the fearsome KD. After Game 1 of the Finals, even Kobe's fierce defense could not reduce Durant's scoring efficiency. Fortunately, the Cavaliers' role players were significantly stronger than the Thunder's supporting cast. With a 29-point blowout victory, the Cavaliers took the first game of the series. Such a painful loss enraged Westbrook, who transformed into Westbrook, the Destroyer, at the start of Game 2. On one side, Kobe was hitting outside shots and driving inside, ignoring the defense entirely, making his first 8 points without a miss. On the other side, Westbrook not only had to handle the ball and create easy scoring opportunities for his teammates, but also had to lead the scoring himself. His explosive dunks, like thunderbolts, dismantled the Cavaliers' perimeter defense. Whether it was the young Irving or the injured Smith, they could only watch helplessly as Westbrook sped past them time and again. This ignited Irving's competitive fire. He did not want to watch his big brother Kobe going head-to-head with Durant, while he could only find satisfaction by going against role players. So, with just over 3 minutes remaining in the game, Irving seemed to make a decision and began his counterattack.
Irving drives inside and scores.
Westbrook calls for it. In the post wants to bully Irving down low.
Off the glass, it goes. He is completely in the zone this quarter.
Irving and Westbrook are officially going at each other. Ball out to Smith. Kobe catches in the corner.
Kobe fires the 3, misses it. The Thunder's defense. This possession was brutal, forced Cleveland into a desperate chuck.
Now Westbrook with the rock. His aggressive drive gets stopped cold by Smith. Now Irving on the attack. Glides in for the bank shot. Great, pure finesse. Looks like Irving is going full takeover mode. Westbrook with the ball, drives into the paint, and he is blocked. Irving pushes it right back up, right in Westbrook's face. That layup was just a hair away. Westbrook gets it back. Goes up for the shot. He's fouled on the release. An and-one opportunity.
Westbrook is completely out of his mind right now. His offense is absolute fire. The lead is pushed out to 7, and the Cavs urgently need to answer with a quick bucket.
Irving and Thompson set the pick and roll at the top. Feeds Thompson, intercepted by Adams. A brutal turnover in the clutch. Cleveland is in serious danger now. Durant attacks the paint, glides in for a gorgeous layup. The Thunder are closing in on victory, extending their lead to 9.
Smith catches on the outside, fires the deep ball. No good.
They are inches away from wrapping this game up.
That is it, no heroics needed. Just protect the ball, drain the clock, and shut down any comeback.
Burn the clock and seal the win. Adams on the glass, puts it back and capitalizes on the chance.
The Thunder's dynamic duo is already a handful, but what's truly surprising is that their role players have also stepped up strongly, making a resounding comeback. Fortunately, with a 1-1 tie, the Cavaliers can absolutely handle it. It's just that the best-of-7 series has turned into a best-of-5. But often a single move can change everything. After Westbrook rediscovered his touch, he once again became an unstoppable triple-double machine in Game 3. The Cavaliers, confident they could take the game at any moment, found themselves in trouble due to Kobe's foul trouble. It wasn't until there were just over 2 minutes left in the game, Tyronn Lue finally allowed Kobe to re-enter with 5 fouls. But with the game at a fever pitch, there was no time for Kobe to find his rhythm. In just a few possessions, Westbrook completely dismantled the Cavaliers' no-fly zone. Right after Kobe missed a three-pointer, Westbrook transformed into a heavenly force, dominating the air with relentless work, quickly getting back on defense, and leading the Thunder to stand firm, locking down the perimeter like an iron fortress. Playing it safe, Kobe quickly switched from shooting to driving, but by then, Westbrook was unstoppable. Even against Kobe and Irving, he powered through for the and one, pushing the lead back out. In the clutch, Kobe took charge. Using a screen from Fry, he found just enough room for a pull-up jumper swish, steadying the Cavaliers. Riding high on momentum, Westbrook refused to slow down. Off a solid screen from Adams, he blew right through the Cavs' defense. Irving, unable to recover in time, had no choice but to foul him to stop the play. After Westbrook sank both free throws, the Cavaliers had no room left for error. Unfortunately, Kobe's next attempt to close the gap rimmed out, plunging the Cavaliers into a huge disadvantage. In the end, they could only regretfully drop 2 straight games, squandering their commanding lead. Looking back at the game, Westbrook's dominant performance was undoubtedly the key to the Thunder's victory, but Kobe's excessive fouls were actually the biggest reason for the Cavaliers' loss. On paper, whether Kobe can bounce back in Game 4 has become the most crucial factor in determining if the Cavaliers can stay in the series. But as soon as Game 4 tipped off, the entire Cavaliers team silenced the stat geeks and spreadsheet enthusiasts with their play. They perfectly demonstrated what it truly means to be a championship-caliber team. They attacked and defended as a unit, with no one standing around on defense. Everyone had the maximum freedom to unleash their abilities to the fullest, rather than just waiting passively in the corner to catch a bailout pass. Not only could they feast when things were going well, but even in tough times, they didn't have to worry about going hungry. Because Kobe and Irving naturally take on the toughest challenges, the rest of the players can still thrive. Therefore, in times of crisis for the team, the Cavaliers not only did not abandon ship, but instead, with a determination to win, unleashed their most terrifying combat power, instantly overwhelming the Chesapeake Energy Arena. However, despite this resounding victory, the Cavaliers fell into deep concern as Kobe twisted his right knee during intense physical play in the third quarter. The post-game injury report almost completely sealed the Cavaliers' fate, as even Kobe's ability to play in Game 5 was marked with a huge question mark. Amidst a chorus of anxious sighs, the king of the Cavaliers resolutely stepped onto the battlefield of the Thunder's home court. The deafening roar at the Quicken Loans Arena immediately echoed throughout the entire stadium, and the Cavaliers naturally carried a soaring momentum, gaining the upper hand in willpower. However, with just over 4 minutes remaining in the game, the Thunder's dynamic duo suddenly awakened and led their team in a ferocious counterattack. Can the embattled Cavaliers hold on to their lead, and can Kobe turn the tide? Let's wait and see.
Adams floater, Thompson rebound. Williams has the ball.
Whistle blows as he shoots. Defense fouls. He gets 2 free throws.
Sinks the first. Cleveland substitution. Great, he hits both.
Smith comes up for the screen. Durant shoots.
Very nice three-pointer. This 3 from Durant is huge.
He needs more performances like this. Kobe with the ball, guarded by Durant. Kobe follows his own miss, goes up for the layup again. Kobe blocked. That is Robertson. Westbrook cuts baseline, jumps and dunks, all in one motion.
This dunk will be the spark for their comeback.
Yes, the Cavs are worried Westbrook will go completely wild. Irving pushes it up court, needing to help the Cavs control the tempo. Irving passes to Kobe. Cavs miss again. Defender is stuck to him like glue. They did the right thing. Can't let him get an easy shot. Westbrook gets it low.
Gets fouled on the shot, going to the line for 2. Westbrook is just too aggressive. Sinks it, makes both free throws. Irving with the ball, tightly guarded by Westbrook. Passes to Kobe.
Misses. The scoring drought curse continues to haunt them. Cavs are in trouble now. They must stabilize the situation fast.
It goes in, 2 points and 1. That is Smith's last foul. He can't play anymore tonight.
Westbrook hits the free throw, lead down to 3. On the perimeter, Jefferson. Rebound grab by Durant. That is 3 straight empty possessions for the Cavs. Perfect opportunity for the Thunder to make a run. Westbrook shoots, misses. Both teams starting to lose their touch. Kobe posts up, Robertson low. Off the glass and in.
Despite the excruciating pain from his knee injury, Kobe managed to score on a strong drive to the basket, but he was clearly running on fumes, giving the Thunder a perfect opportunity for a counterattack. Westbrook then shifted into high gear, attacking the rim with thunderous dunks and relentless drives to the paint. His dominant offense had Cavs fans holding their breath, with Cleveland teetering on the brink of collapse. Tyronn Lue quickly called a timeout, giving his team a desperate chance to regroup.
Kobe is really struggling, and it remains to be seen if the Cavs can withstand the pressure. The ball goes to Kobe. Thompson passes to Irving. Kobe gets it in the elbow and scores smoothly. Call a timeout. Kobe's toughness is truly deeply moving. Next, it is time to test the Thunder. There are only 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Westbrook catches in the post. And this block by Thompson is huge.
In the crucial moments, Thompson lived up to his reputation as one of the Cavaliers' 3 towers, shielding Cleveland's basket with a decisive block. The Thunder had no choice but to resort to a foul strategy, sending Irving to the free throw line. But this also meant they completely lost the initiative. As Irving sank 4 consecutive free throws, the Cavaliers finally survived the pivotal Game 5, where every second felt like a battle, and clawed their way to a hard-fought victory. This game took a massive toll on the Cavaliers' stamina, especially for Kobe, who was playing through injury. As a result, whether the Cavaliers could withstand the relentless onslaught of Durant and Westbrook on the Thunder's home court became a major concern for Cavaliers fans. Unfortunately, by Game 6, Kobe's injury continued to severely impact his performance. Unable to give his all, he was forced to shift from a balanced mix of drives and jump shots to predominantly settling for jumpers, which undeniably reduced his offensive threat. The Cavaliers had no choice but to push Irving into the role of the primary offensive spearhead amidst constant double teams and traps. The fatal blow, however, was Kobe's fading defense. With his mobility limited, the Thunder went from a one-man Westbrook show to Durant completely having his way. Watching Durant repeatedly overpower Kobe in isolation, Cavaliers fans felt nothing but heartache. Many would have rather seen the Cavaliers give up on this championship and wait for revenge next year than witness Kobe's dignity being trampled on over and over by Durant. But what makes Kobe Kobe is precisely his unyielding fighting spirit. With Irving refusing to back down and an injured Smith also standing firm, how could Kobe abandon his brothers who fought alongside him and retreat in fear? Forcing him to step back would have been the greatest insult. What is most commendable is that even after being thoroughly outplayed by Durant for an entire game, Kobe still displayed true leadership. After a crushing 17-point defeat, Kobe did not rush down the tunnel like a coward, but instead graciously congratulated Durant and the Thunder players. In Kobe's eyes, the Thunder certainly deserved the win, but if not for his own limitations, his teammates might have already lifted the championship trophy. So, before Game 7, Kobe did not hesitate to take a pain-killing injection. That shot did far more than just activate his injured right knee. It ignited the Cavaliers' relentless determination to fight until the end. Now, facing the Thunder's dynamic duo's relentless attacks, can the injury-ridden Cavaliers withstand the immense pressure through sheer willpower? With just over 2 minutes left in the game, let's wait and see.
The ball goes to Smith, shoots!
Adams grabs the rebound.
It is a real shame this shot missed, as he usually makes these. Westbrook continues demanding the ball in the post, turns around and shoots. This shot could have tied the game, but unfortunately he missed.
Kobe with the ball on the perimeter. Passes to Fry. Then to Irving on the right. Kobe gets it on the perimeter for 3.
Bang! Kobe's clutch ability is truly so reliable.
Whistle blows. Clear foul on Kyrie Irving. He is heading to the line.
Once Westbrook drives to the basket, fouling might be the only option.
He misses the first, a huge miss when they needed it most. But he has one more attempt.
Hits it, making 1 of 2. The lead is now down to 4 points. And this one, free throw difference, is actually a crucial distinction for the Thunder. Next, they must step up their defense. On the left side, Irving. Passes to Smith. Kobe moves around to the left perimeter. Three-pointer on the way. Drops right in. Kobe's three greatly relieves the Cavs' sense of urgency. Kobe is truly a superstar in this era. Just so tough. On the perimeter. Westbrook takes a forced three-pointer. Cavs grab the rebound.
After Westbrook missed a three-pointer, the Thunder's situation became precarious. To turn the game around, they had to stop the Cavaliers' next possession. However, in that critical moment, Durant unfortunately fell for Kobe's trick.
Lead is up to 8. Sinks both free throws to keep it a 9-point game. Thunder call a timeout.
After Kobe made both free throws, the Thunder found themselves in a desperate situation. Following the timeout, Westbrook managed to score on a tough drive, but the Cavaliers kept running down the precious game clock. Eventually, after JR hit a mid-range jumper, the outcome of the game was completely sealed. After a grueling 7-game series and enduring countless hardships, the Cavaliers narrowly won the 7th championship title in franchise history. And Kobe was finally on the verge of fulfilling his promise to Gilbert, a promise that went beyond just 7 championships. However, little did anyone know that at the same time, after suffering such a devastating defeat and facing what seemed like an invincible Kobe, as well as the awkward situation of Westbrook being awarded the Finals MVP for the losing team, a thought quietly emerged in Durant's mind, a way to quickly defeat Kobe. Amid all these undercurrents, can Kobe and the Cavaliers remain undefeated? When will their 8th championship arrive? My friends, if you want to know what happens next, stay tuned for the next chapter.